In 2014, we seen the emergence of budget phones that could compete and at times perform better than flagship devices. The OnePlus One even took it a step further, calling it a flagship killer. Well, let's fast forward a year later, and the OnePlus 2 didn't provide that much shock and awe as we seen last year, and there's still a void for that flagship killer of 2015. That's where the BLU XL Pure comes into play. This is arguably BLU's first premium device. Does this device have enough to become 2015's hero to slay the flagships? Well, this is my full review of the BLU XL Pure. On paper, the BLU XL Pure is probably better than the phone that you have in your hand right now. But we've come to the point in technology where specs are not enough to make a great device. I think Motorola has shown us that software optimization is huge as well. Over the past few years, these smaller OEMs have pushed the envelope when it comes to providing you with an amazing spec device for a reasonable price. At $349, it makes a lot of people, including myself, ask, what's the catch? For 1 week, I dropped my SIM card into the Pure XL, and now I have the answers. Firstly, this device is built like a tank. It's called the XL for good reason. It's a very hefty device, and it fits pretty decently in my hand, but I do have larger hands than most people. I do think this device is pushing the limit on how large you can truly go with this 6-inch display. It's funny, after using my device for about a week, my S6 Edge Plus and Note 5 started to feel pretty small. The headphone jack is dead center on the top. There's a volume rocker, power button, and dedicated camera on the right hand side. At the bottom of the phone, there's a USB port and also the notch to remove the back cover. The left bezel is completely bare, and on the back you'll find the speaker grill, 24 megapixel camera, dual tone LED flash, and also the fingerprint scanner. But enough with the aesthetics. You guys really want to know if this is truly a flagship killer, right? Out of the box, we're looking at Android 5.1. A lot of criticism with BLU is that they don't update their software, and this has been true in the past. With Marshmallow coming out around the corner, this could be a problem for some people. The software on board is not a truly stock version of Android, but yet it's a skin made by BLU. The first thing that I did was toss a launcher on top of it, as the default launcher does not have an app drawer. However, in this review, I'm going to show you how it looks stock. It runs the software just fine. It doesn't hitch or anything like that, and also I don't have any application compatibility issues. The skin provides me with a few subtle tweaks, and I'll mention a few that sticks out to me. Smart gestures. Just like Samsung of the past, it has things where you can wave your hand over the phone to unlock it or to swipe on the home screen. You can also flip the phone over to silence alarms, or when you're on a contact, you lift it to your ear and it calls them. You know, little things like that. Beyond the software, everything is status quo with a few things trickled in here and there. Performance is a beast, and I'm not a fan of benchmarks, but the benchmark test outperforms the Snapdragon 810 in some tests. Also, the internal temperature, according to benchmarking applications, show that temperature does not get out of hand. Also, when touching the device, it doesn't get as warm as the M9 or even the S6. Gaming is buttery smooth as well. Asphalt 8 ran without a hitch, and even when crashing in slow motion, it looks just fine. GTA San Andreas played excellent as well. And honestly, the MediaTek X10 is a great chip. In a week of using it, it provided me with some of the smoothest performance I've had. And it's comparable to some of the best Android phones out there. And I'm not even joking. This device also has 64 gigabytes of memory on board with an SD card slot. On to the fingerprint scanner. Well, this is where things get a bit disappointing. The fingerprint scanner concept is cool, and the location is really cool too. I love it that it's on the back and it's shaped like a fingerprint. But there's times where it just would not read my fingerprint at all. I mean, it doesn't even attempt to, and I'm not sure why. But when it's working, it's blazing fast and it locks my device without a hitch. The screen doesn't even need to be on. The screen is a Quad HD display. Now, without getting too technical about the display, just know that everything looks good. The blacks are very deep and the colors are accurate. Coming to a display like the S6, which has poppy colors, this does not pop as much. However, I like the subdued colors. You get more accurate images and it just works best for me. The camera is a 24 megapixel, but HTC taught us that throwing megapixels at a phone doesn't make it really better. It makes the images bigger. As much as I would love to say the Pure has a great camera, I can't. It's a mid-level camera, meaning you get some pretty good shots with good lighting or outside. However, bring things inside and at times images can look really bad. The low light is not the worst I've seen, but Samsung and others make it really hard for other phones to compete. Now video, well, it does have 4K video, and the 4K video is really good. Now it does have a few things where it can't focus correctly on certain parts and the images and colors don't look great, but beyond that it's a very passable camera, and having 4K on board is huge. It actually exceeded my expectations. Powering all this beastly hardware is a 3500 milliamp battery, and it does the job. All day battery life. I've gotten over 4 hours of screen on time and still had 30% at the end of the day. Now my usage is different than yours, but now I can't get that extreme battery life like I do with my Note, but it's better than almost anything else that's out there, but your miles may vary. Look, I get it. For a lot of people, $349 is nothing to sneeze at. That's still a decent amount of money, but in the world of phones, that is considered mid-range. Now for a mid-range phone, this is probably one of the better ones out there that I've used. And when someone mentions flagship killer, what that actually means is that it's not required to go out and buy a flagship to get a really good phone. And by that definition, this is a certified flagship killer. As always guys, my name is Kevin the Tech Ninja. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you want to buy the blue phone, make sure you use my links down below. I get a couple dollars back and that helps me fund my channel. As always guys, have yourself a great day and I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.